Since yesterday, the death toll has increased to 7 people, as well as the 3 attackers, bringing the total amount of casualties up to 10. Now, I wanted, or rather contemplated, naming this London attack because since yesterday we found out it wasn't just at the London Bridge but also at Borough Market. And I'm choosing to stick with the name London Bridge because that was how I covered it initially. I'm viewing this live stream or video as a continuation of that and an overall analysis of the same event. So if a person watches that first video and comes back to this, they're not left with confusion as to what happened. Why didn't I cover it again? Now, in the aftermath of this attack, Trump has said, "Oh, well, this is why we need my travel ban," and politicizing was very good on his part. Uh, you have the ongoing election over there, which is being held in 4 days on the 8th. Today's the 4th. And currently, there seems to be this misconception that because people are somehow affected by this in every possible way, they lost their family members, they lost their sense of mind. Going out in public is going to be scary for them now to some extent. Why is there no cause or concern about taking steps to prevent this type of stuff? I'm not entirely familiar with this with their politics over there. Certainly not as much as I am with U.S. politics. That's we're not even going to try to hide that. But I would think if Prime Minister May, or Theresa May, or if you want to call her by her full name or by her official title, would say, forget a travel ban. Why don't we make it to where people have more ways to protect themselves? Maybe have people where become skilled in the art of. It's just they need to create a panel of individuals from both the left and the right spectrum of that country, and just have them get together like this and determine what they want people to do in the event another incident of this nature occurs. Unfortunately, the government can't always protect us from things, but they can certainly aid us in protecting ourselves. And I'm so perplexed as to why we still have these, and it feels as if every time it happens, you get the same thing. The politicians express their condolences, which, you like to believe they would rather this not happen, just judging people on a moral, human level. But no action is taken. That travel ban that Trump starts hyping up after this occurred, that's not going to stop somebody from pulling out a knife. And then you might even have some liberals that none of them would go to the extent of saying, let's ban knives, but they'll rally behind getting rid of guns. But no one wants to say anything about going after and rooting out individuals who have mental issues and also a homicidal tendency. There are plenty of people who are with disabilities in their mental capacity that don't do this. And I feel as if what I'm suggesting to be implemented, there would be this idea that I'm somehow seizing upon anyone who has troubles with their thoughts and being unable to place them properly. And that's not what I'm getting at all. In fact, in some of these cases, you've seen people who had no criminal record just get up and decide to commit some act of terror. And that's really what is scary and frustrating about these different incidents. They're so recurring that when we hear about these body counts, we're desensitized to it and we don't think, oh man, this is the end of the world. It's just another day in the hood. And you really ask yourself, what can we do to prevent this? And you either say, okay, well, do we all just need to be scared to the point we don't even want to go anywhere? Or do we go after our lawmakers and try to get them to change some law or fix some passage in the hope that it will get better? It's really a standstill, and it's aggravating because that the longer it stays the way it is, which has been brought on by these gridlocks we're having in Washington right now, the higher the chance that you're just going to see a person suffer another untimely demise as a result of two or three crazy people that live in this country or in this county or wherever you may be that decide to just snap one day and go out and act in that manner. I really am brought to a standstill. I don't know what to say other than reflect on what bothers me about every time one of these events occurs. But as far as suggesting here's how we do improve and here's what we should do, and even though it won't happen, not because it can't happen, but because the members in office currently are bought out by, and at least in the US, these millionaires and billionaires, there's nothing to get at here except say that I feel bad for the families of the victims and I hate that this stuff happens. I wish there was something I could do, but I don't see it. And I don't think this is the end of it because crazy people are going to continue to exist whether we like it or not. The only difference is what year it happens in and how many people they kill. And that's the worst part about the situation, knowing that you cannot control how people around you feel and what their actions are, and that you have to watch your back at times of just leisure. People just walking around at night and this occurs. So I really hope there's something done in the mindset of these people individually who might think to be inspired by this, to not do it. But I would be very surprised if that occurs. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and stay safe. Whew.